with me, Sharon Dane. Today, I would like to bring a topic which is far more interesting. It's today's trend, and it's gonna be evolving more in the coming future. In the coming future, as far as we are not educating what its impact would be upon individual, upon society in general, and the topic would be stalkers alert. So stay tuned. There's something interesting and twist and turn to discuss in here, and which will be very much of knowledgeable and insightful to know the tendency of the stalkers and what will happen if you stalk more, and the repercussions of it. Okay, so stay tuned. Well, so welcome back, and I would request you to subscribe my channel if you like any of the insights useful, informative, and helpful. Okay, so your subscription will makes a lot of impact to this channel, because this channel is made not to grab attention but to be more informative, communicative, and making the viewpoints very clear, okay, from the perception of me, and how would I see the world, how would I interpret the situation, people, and mindsets, and with those interpretation, would that make any sense or changes and differences? Always comment below and always subscribe to the same. Right, it will make my channel to grow. Well, so let's just discuss about today's topic. Very interesting. It's emerging trend. It's everywhere. Everybody is doing that, and mostly because we do have got the access with the internet, and internet is the most eminent personality now, which is allowing us to do this concept, or probably involve ourselves into the stalker and spy work and all that kind of the ghost hunting thing, this like ghosting thing. It's not ghost hunting, but it's ghosting thing. So what happens in here is, let's just understand, let's just move to the primitive time when technology was just in the beginning stage. Okay, so not much of the people are aware of YouTube. Even if we get internet, it's only limited only to the office station, and we used to use that Nokia phone or a BlackBerry phone, and hardly any internet to be accessible. I used to sell BlackBerry phone to the US people, and it's like very interesting phone. Even today, I love BlackBerry. That's one of the favorite brand, and BlackBerry Storm was like amazing look. But even for the BlackBerry, there is no internet access. Like even if there is an internet, just to limited to the emailing. Not much to watch movies or YouTube, all that aspects. So the Storm have given a little bit of leeway to use the easy connect, the smart tactics of using internet access. However, internet has evolved so much that the emerging trend has come up with a view of to trace the mail or hack the phone, or probably investigate what the person is evolved into. So I just wanted to turn on my light, so just in a short while I'll be back. So welcome back. Well, my my ring light just got dim, so I have to turn it down. Okay, so I love this ring light. It's so small and it looks so lovely. Alright, so today I have got something very important to the viewers out there. The stalkers and spy work alert is very important to have a self-introspection about what are we trying to understand by ghosting someone or by spying onto someone. We're trying to know what their mindset are, or probably what they're interested into, or what are their tastes and interests, and probably how would they start their day or how would they end their day. So this kind of a spy and stalking will actually lead the person who is stalking the other party nowhere. Like, we all are gifted with some or the other skills and talent. So if we do not use our skills and talent, and if we just remain stagnant, or probably use it for unwanted objects, unwanted pursuit, it's more relevant towards others business, others world, and what their interest is into, and not just looking to what your needs are, your internal needs are, and things which can be done practically. We make it much more complicated by being the ghost all the time, right? So we don't want it to look into the matter like, do that person really is communicative, or do that person is really existing, or what are you trying to navigate by spying and stalking. So there are different type of people, and clans and peers and peer group people, and different segments of the society who's involved into it. In my understanding, those are the people who doesn't have their own value, doesn't have any morale with them, doesn't know to give importance to individualism, and the world will look much more productive, the society can look more productive, and can operate with open-mindedly if we stop spying and stalking and communicate in a fair sense. I hope I make sense of you. So when an individual or a person who's interested, or a person wanted to know about that the other party, will try and take us some time out, or have a tea coffee across the table and talk it out, it makes a lot more easier for both the people to understand and know each other better, and whatever the issues they are facing in the world, it can be navigated, can be understood, and if possible can be extended with some kind of solutions about. But if you do not communicate, and if you just really spy and stalk and be like a ghost out there, you remain in the grave, knowing or unknowingly. Only the stalker will remain in the grave. The other person will try to do their job and get out from here. But the spy and the stalkers will always remain in their grave, because the entire life, their entire time, they are using only unproductively for stupid job and stupid thing, which even if they are paid to do that, it makes no sense. You should return the money back to the person who rented you, and allow him to understand, I do have my value, my worth, and I don't want to do this stupid stalking thing. People who don't have their own worth, they probably involve themselves into such kind of activities, which in my understanding has no value at all, which in my understanding, even the person who is offering them this particular aspect of just watch them, like a watchdog, even that person will lose its own importance, right? So it's very important to know, like, rather than, I have seen in my world, there's so many people working really hard. They spend, like, I myself being a person, like, it's totally like 9 to 6 job, and then come home, then cook, and then go get back to your studies. So your entire day is occupied. And what happens with that is like you're aligning yourself with, for the next morning to become more productive, to become more energetic, and you offer some prayers, and those prayers and discipline or whomever you follow, you remain in their discipline, under their protection, and they don't like you look into others' business, and they don't really like you lose your individuality and your self-respect and your self-esteem, and they really don't like that you are not looking and valuing yourself, but you're valuing other people and their words and their interest. Normally the stalkers and spyware people, they actually gain nothing out of anything. Trust me. Because they can either be a thief, they can actually know what account you use and how you do that and all that stuff. And mostly they are reckless creatures who doesn't have a brain, and they don't have a tendency, they don't have a guts, they are not a real personality. Who can just be bold enough and can walk through things or can do some action. So they have a tendency to be like a watchdog and read the people's mind and action, know how they are, and rather than accepting to the fact that they have their own world, they have their own complications, they have their own issues, problems, daily routine lifestyles, and which is not gonna help anybody or resolve anybody's issue, but rather on the contrary, it is going to be far more helpful for them if people just walk out from their world and let them do their thing, let them exist in their own world. Because while doing that, you are coming to know about much more confidential information about the other individual. So there is no confidentiality being kept, there is no ethical boundaries being kept. It's very important. Ethics do not exist only in the hospital or in the law court. Ethics do exist everywhere. Even after the pandemic has taught us to have a social distancing, right? So this particular pandemic has taught you to remain in your balance, remain in your zone, not to touch other person, not to get involved and be more clingy to two individuals, rather than become an individual by themselves, remain strong, well powered, and be optimistic. And even if there is a kind of talk therapy you wanted to put across, or kind of like a communication you wanted to establish, you can always walk in as like a gentleman and or a gentle lady, and rather than ghosting like a ghost in the spirit, you can just remain as a human upon the earth, because ghosts do not exist within us, right? And so we have to understand we are the flesh, we have a tongue, we have vision, and we have a heart. So we can extend their warmth and individuality by walking, by staying there, or talking boldly, rather than spying, stalking, and assuming or leaving a perception about an individual, not knowing who they are, where they come from, and how they live their lives. So maybe a stalker must know this person from like 1 month or 2 months, so but their life journey have taken even further. So it's very important to know you cannot judge or frame your judgment merely by stalking someone. You always need to investigate, you always need to do a little bit of research upon the person, you always have to observe the person, you always have to communicate open-mindedly. And open-mindedness is very important. So the society I'm living in is very conserved society. People hardly communicate with each other, but they're very much interested to know what the other person is doing and how they are living their life. So the best they can do is to hack your Wi-Fi, or probably hack your phone, or do some kind of spy work or anything as such. And it's very stupid to see what you're trying to put as your negative impression once you reveal yourself out, and you give away the negative vibe, very demonic obsession in you, and you leave behind a mark which is untouchable, because it remains as toxic in the end of the day. Anything is below the ethical code line you behave, or morally incorrect aspects you follow, or you do not give individual perspective, you do not respect individualism, and you're not very open-minded, neither very bold enough or courageous to speak it out loud to the in the volume, you remain as a coward, and you are actually becoming absolutely toxic and obsessive. So it has a reverse implication upon personality and upon the mindset. It can actually leave you some kind of like obsession, OCD, and anxiety, also some kind of borderline personality to some extent, and highly narcissistic, okay, because controlling thing comes in there. When you try to control the other person by spying them, or probably you spy them with a mindset that come into your mind to crave either that person, or indulge in some kind of situations, or increase certain situation in that person's life that becomes much more complicated for that person, rather than not knowing what their health condition will be, how their mental status, what their financial status, and is those spying, those putting aggression onto that person or making the situation worse will impact their life, or their children's life, or their family life. So the repercussion is so severe that it cannot be repaired. The stalkers can have a popcorn and eat the popcorn and watch the movie, the trailers, and the climax. But you have to understand, behind the movie, there's a lot of work going on: direction, acting, retakes, and in fact, certain instances which is unbelievable. Some calamities or some kind of accidental thing. So there's so much things going on, and to make a movie come true, it takes a long years to go, right? So all you have long days to go. So it's very important to value individuals and respect each and every life, respect their world, how small, how big their world will be. So if you do not spy on them, do not stalk on them, you are detaching your energy, and while you do that, there is intra-psychic projection, which even that person can feel it, and once you detach yourself from that person completely, that particular personality can feel the ease of the air, and can feel that positivity, and can operate in their world in a better way, right? And which can save their life, their family's life, and their harmony and peace. So remain in peace, guys. Remain always in peace and harmony. Offer peace and harmony to others' world, rather than you spy on them, be obsessive, be toxic, or leave a toxic energy onto them, or project onto their world. You offer them goodness, fairness, and all kind of grace and blessing, and always remain positive for them. So communication is a key. Open-mindedness is the most important aspect in here, and educating yourself to remain socially distantful, and not to project your energy onto somebody else. Obsession is not really required. What is important is understanding, is communication, and is fair, good, you know, warmth, and offering harmonious living upon the Mother Earth. So stay tuned for the next insights with me, Sharon Dane. Saying goodbye.